In today's Coach V's Corner, my main topic is the AAU basketball in America. Um, if you know, you know, but the ones that they don't, I played 18 years overseas basketball, and I coached overseas. And then 10 years ago, we moved to the United States, and I start my training uh, kind of business, uh, my programs, skills development, and coaching as well in the professional leagues like TBL, TBT, and stuff like that. So the good, the bad, and the ugly of the AAU. AAU by itself, like anything else, uh, it doesn't have to be good or bad. We might say, oh, it's good or it's bad. It depends how you use it. Like anything else, how you use that could be harmful and could be beneficial, right? So the idea behind it, I love it. You know, those tournaments, games, players need those games. But when it becomes purely about making money, like anything else, for me, it's bad. You say, oh, but it's a business. I know it's a business. It can be business, but it can have some integrity in it too, right? It can have also uh, beneficial, like a win-win situation for everybody. Like, you know, that's what my point is. You can you can do like anything else. There is a better way of doing it. Like it doesn't have to be mainly for a pure gain, and that's what becoming. You know, players are like chasing that thing. It's good to play. Don't get me wrong. It's good to play. It's good to compete. But what's the purpose behind it? Like anything else I do, and I say, is like when I'm training someone, it has to have a purpose. When I'm coaching a team, we have a goal. We have a purpose. What's the purpose? You know, the purpose should be for the younger age, let's say 14 and under, especially, like how to develop them more. 14, the development is always ongoing, right? Even in NBA. But the focus, main focus is to develop the skills of the players. And when they play games, use their learning skills and put it into games. Whatever you're learning, if it's not transferring to the game, what's the point of learning that skill or that move or that, you know, the extra work you're putting? So the extra work also, let's say some people say, for instance, uh, I want to work on my shooting, you know, and everybody says, hey, go shoot like 400 shots a day. Yeah, it is good, but you're missing the point. If the player didn't develop the good mechanics of shooting, it doesn't have to be perfect, but has to be like he feels that this is his identity. He feels like this is it. He can feel like, okay, when I'm missing a shot, I know what I missed. If it's short, if it's long, if it's going to the left or right. If there is a problem, major problem in that, the mechanics from the toes up to the releasing point of his shots and the follow through with it, and that's a problem, right? You have to work on that. So if you have a problem in the mechanics and you're not correcting it and shooting more shots, it's going to make that thing worse, and it becomes a bad habit, a bad form of shooting. That's on the side. So coming to the AAU, it has to be developing. If I go play a game, regardless of we win and lose, and we emphasize a lot on that, which we shouldn't. Um, what you won a game or lost a game? I mean, do you exactly know why you guys won the game and why you lost? A lot of times there's a lot of differences, different levels. Sometimes even the cheating, that's another thing, you know. Players playing below their age because of their grades, or he's an eighth grader or seventh grader, but he's a 15, 16 years old. That's another topic for another day. But if I'm playing a game, are we equal to them? Close enough? Okay, what's the main problem we're having? You know, the next day, are we going back and analyzing what we did? Are we Maybe watching films. I highly doubt. Are we checking our shooting percentages? Are we checking what skills we lack as a whole group? That's a coach's job. And as a person, as a player, where I can get better. You know, I miss free throws. The next day you go shoot for a lot of free throws. In overseas there isn't AAU basketball. It's like high school, and you can play professional basketball at the younger age if you're talented. The way that happened with me at 17, 18, I'm like already getting offers to play with teams, semi pros and stuff like that. So So development of the player is very important. Now, after 14 and 15, now you have to develop. I mean, you have to develop your body as well. But you know, to stay on a safe side, so I don't want be criticized by a lot of trainers, physical trainers saying like, oh, they're younger, they should be. There's always a way of training, lifting weights for even for the younger ages, and there's a lot of studies about that too, that it's safe. It's not like where we used to think like if you're lifting weights above your shoulder, you might stay short, you might not get tall as you're gonna grow. That's false. Uh, that's not true. So developing players again, we said it, but I mean, if there is a chart, we say okay, development under 14, 13, 75% at least developing. The rest is learning and developing. You know, some fun part of it. You have to have some fun, but the main thing is to compete in the practices, to compete in the trainings. But in AAU basketball, and I've seen a lot of teams, they copy paste each other. Like whatever they're doing, the drill is the same. This AAU team doing the other one, it's the same thing. And what they run on offense is chaos. The, but the major problem, which is forbidden in FIBA basketball, is to play zone under age of 14 and pressing. And I see that everybody is zoning and pressing. The players is not developed under 14, is not developed yet, you know, for the passing ability. Who coaches or teaches passes in these days in a drill? Who does that? You know, unless if you have a professional coach that knows what they're doing. But most of those coaches are maybe high school dropouts, high school players that they didn't make their dreams and play above that, and they go back to coaching. Oh, so I have some experience in that, and I coaching. The hardest part is to coach the younger kids, you know. Plus, did you have enough experience to deal with those problems? And there is a lot of problems that's going to pop up, and you have to be ready. And that's the purpose of the game. You need those problems, you need those mistakes to feel it, to know it. To know it is one thing, and to feel it on your skin when you're losing because of that lack of skills, or we're shooting poor 3-point shots, let's say, or we couldn't make good passing or press breaking, because not the press break by itself was wrong. Maybe our passing ability is not developed yet. You know, the strong pass, or we still don't have a good confidence. We still put our head down when we're dribbling and all that. So again, you can use it for your own benefit, but I think it's like when you're older, like a lot of time when you're like 16, 17, 18, I encourage that, but you have to have, because before that you might have built the ability to differentiate between the good and bad, and between what's helping you and whatnot. And sometimes you need, you know, sacrifice a season, don't play, just go work on your body. You know, if you're like you're weak, you're slow, you know, work on, like, you know, emphasize, because you're gonna get tired while you're doing that, and to play games on when you're tired, so you're gonna compromise somewhere. So sacrifice a season and come back next season even better and stronger and whatnot. um, so yeah, I mean, as I said, you can make it good and beneficial for yourself. But when you're younger, uh, below, maybe this is for parents to listen. When you're below 14 years old, 13 years old, you have to have a discipline. You have to have uh, to work on your game, right? in today's generation there's too many distractions, you know. I get distracted many times. I have to force myself with my this age to get out of this those distractions. What about the kid, you know? And sometimes you feel tired and you don't want to go. uh, as I remember when a long time ago when I was young, 15, 16, when I was tired, first time I was like tired, I don't want to go and stuff like that, and I told the coach like, hey, I'm not, I don't feel good, you know. I said I'm sick. I wasn't sick, but I was tired. He said it's okay, fine, you can come and watch the practice. From that day on, I never missed a practice because I hated to sit on the bench and everybody's playing, everybody's training. It made me mad. So if unless I was like that tired, that sick, I couldn't move, that would be the only reason to skip a practice. So as I say, take the advantage when you can. You need to play games, but you have to have someone at your corner who will direct you and tell you about the mistakes that you did. Uh, and again, don't forget that the recruiting part of AAUs, everybody's trying to get the better players and not developing the players. That's another problem I see. Uh, they don't know how to develop, and they now I see also like it's so funny. The AAU program, they're having a development program ran by, I don't want to say it, uh, non-qualified people. Let's put it like that. And that's another issue. That's another problem is when you're training younger kids or weaker players, it's harder to coach. You have to go back to the roots, back to the fundamentals, back to the foundation, the basics, and build it up from ground up. And not everybody can do that. Not everybody can do that. You have to be a person that really loves coaching, not doing it for the money, because what money you're making, like in high school coaches also, I'm going to make another thing on this high school basketball too. About high school coaches. High school coaches, most of them don't get paid the way that they should get paid, right? Uh, and if I'm a good coach, what's gonna like because coaching demands a lot from me. Like you know, when I'm coaching the team, it's like 24/7. It's not like oh, I'm only training or coaching at the moment when I'm training. I've been having the training. No, I have to prepare the videos, the mistakes, the system, what we're playing, what we're adjusting, what we need to do, planning the whole month, the whole season first, the whole month, maybe quarterly also sometimes, you know, uh, evaluating how was the practice, preparing the practice plan and everything, you know, players having some issues, having, you know, you have to sit down with them. It's a 24/7. But now it's like, okay, I can recruit. This guy is not working well with me. Like he's not putting the work or is lacking some development. I don't have time for you. Next guy is gonna show up, right? Next guy, I'm gonna recruit. Next year I'll recruit. Now it's about recruiting. Where are you gonna be developing? It works here because there is a lot of kids, a lot of talents, but there's a lot of talents also disappearing, not continuing after high school because of those reasons, you know. So, as itself, again, AAU, I don't like it in general. Um, Unless if like you have someone will tell you, okay, let's play this tournament and let's learn from our mistakes, come back, work on them, and constantly working on them. And there is a lot of major things that you know that you need to do. This is constantly shooting, ball handling. This is constant things that you need to do. How then you go details and details and go deeper into the skills uh, and get even better and better to the point where the skills is like a tool to use and not something that stops you from playing the game that you can play. So yeah, I'm gonna keep it short. Um, but if you guys have any questions and details, because there is a lot of things to talk about AAU, um, or any other subject that you guys want me to talk about and give you my experience. I don't have any benefit from these videos or anything else. Like, um, it's pure my 2 cents on the subject, my experience. I'm bringing it to other people to watch it for free. Okay, have a good one, guys.